Now, welcome again, guys. Today we are going to start the second chapter of the Civics of Standard 7th Maharashtra State Board. So, let's get started. The second chapter is Preamble to the Constitution. Now, in this chapter, we are going to see what is the preamble and what is the Constitution. Right? So, let's get started. Uh, Now, we learned this in the previous chapter. Now, what we learned in the previous chapter, the Constitution is an important document, clarifying the rules of the administration. The second thing we learned is the Constituent Assembly made the Constitution of India. So, first we learned that Constitution is an important part of administration. Right? Set of rules are there in the Constitution that guides us about how the administration of the country should function. Now, the second is how was the constitution made? The Constituent Assembly came together and discussed various rules and the Constitution of India was made. Now, our representatives have to carry out the administration as per the law laid down by the Constitution. Now, our leaders, basically, what are our representatives? Basically, our leaders, that is, prime ministers, presidents, various ministers, right? They have to carry out the administration as per the law laid down by the Constitution. So, now let us begin. Our Constitution is a fundamental and the highest law of the land. So, in India, that is, in Indian subcontinent, our constitution is a fundamental and highest law of the land. There are definite aims or purposes in making any law. Now, basic provisions in the law are made after clarifying these objectives. So, there are some objectives in our constitution. What are the objectives? Like, what were the important aspects of our constitution that we should highlight or that we should focus on? That is the objectives. The systematic arrangement of all the aims and objectives of the law is the preface to the law. Now, the preface to the Indian Constitution is called as preamble. Basically, preamble is the introduction or the gist of the Constitution. That is what the Constitution is all about. It is an introduction to the Constitution, right? Now, the preamble sets out the objectives. Basically, preamble sets out the objectives of our Constitution, right? So now we'll see what is in this blue box. There is an activity. Do this. Read the preamble to our Constitution. Make a list of the important words in it. Where else do you come across these words? So there are some important things that is written in our preamble which are very essential to our constitution and making of the constitution. Now, we are all Indian citizens, right? The preamble tells us what we all have to achieve as a people. So preamble tells us, now here you can see what is preamble. The preamble tells us what we have to achieve as a people, right? So as a country, as a people, what we have to achieve? The values, the thoughts, the ideas in it are noble. The entire constitution lays down the provision through which these goals are to be realized. Now, the preamble begins with the words, "We, the people of India." Now, it talks about the resolve of Indians to constitute India into a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic, and republic. That is, the preamble tells us that our country is sovereign, our country is socialist, right? Our country is secular, our country is democratic, and our country is by the people, right? So, what is sovereign? Sovereign is basically uh, India is a India is a power, right? India is a power. No other country has a dominion over India. That is sovereignty. India in itself is a power. Now, what is socialist? Socialist is basically for the people, right? For the society, for the development of society. Secular is basically India doesn't recognize any religion, right? India has many religions and India respects every religion. Democratic, people are important part of a country. That is what democratic means. It is governed by the people. Republic is by the people, of the people, and for the people. Now we shall now understand the meaning of each of these terms, right? So these are very important terms. Now we will in detail discuss what are the actual meaning of these terms, right? Sovereign, socialist, republic. Now, now first is what is sovereign state. Now, India was ruled by Britain for a long time. The British rule ended on 15th August 1947. Our country became independent. India became sovereign. Now, as our country became independent, we became sovereign country. We are now free to take decisions as we think fit in our own country. The word sovereign, now here is the definition. The word sovereign means that a state is not under the control of any foreign power. The most important goal of our freedom struggle. Now, the most important goal of our freedom struggle was to acquire sovereignty. Sovereignty means the ultimate authority to govern yourself. In democracy, sovereignty rests with the people. Now, this is a very important point where here writer makes is democracy. What is democracy? Democracy is basically where people's voice matter, right? Where people's voice matter. The people elect their representatives, right? Here, people are electing their representatives and grant them the permission to exercise sovereign authority on their behalf. Thus, the Constitution reflects the principle of popular sovereignty, and the government elected by the people makes laws on behalf of the people. So, this is a very important characteristic or very important aspect of the sovereignty that the state or the Indian constitution or the Indian preamble is talking about, right? Now, what is socialist mean? Socialist state. A socialist state is such a state where the gap between rich and poor is minimum. So, this is the definition of socialist state. So, the gap between the rich and the poor is minimum. All have a right over the wealth of the country. It is ensured that wealth is not concentrated in the hands of few people. Now, this is the meaning of socialist. Socialist basically, it is ensured that the wealth is not in the hands, concentrated in the hands of few people. Now, what is secular meaning? So, secular is meaning of the secular is the preamble state secularism as our goal, one of our goal. In the secular state, all religions are considered as equal. So this is the meaning of secular. All religions are considered as equal. No one religion is considered to be the state religion. The citizens are free to follow their own religion. State cannot discriminate amongst the citizen on the basis of religion. So this is what the secular state means. Now here in the orange paragraph, do you know we have endeavored to preserve the multi-religious nature of our society. Now we cannot exercise the rights given to us by our constitution in an unrestrained manner. So there is a precaution that this paragraph is talking about, that we are free to do whatever we want, but not in a wrong way. So in an unrestrained manner, right? The same is true of a religious freedom as well. Whenever we celebrate our festivals, we are required to be concerned about public cleanliness, health, and environment, right? These are very important and very good aspects where a responsible citizen uh, can focus on these things, which will ultimately make others responsible, right? Now, what is a democratic state? So, what is a democratic state? Now, in a democracy, sovereign power is in the hands of the people. So, basically, democratic state means whatever the people desire, and that is what happens, right? Government makes decisions and draws up policies in keeping with the people's wishes, right? Government has to take important financial, social, and other decisions to promote common welfare. Now, here the writer is talking about common welfare, that is, welfare for all the people of the country. All the people are not able to come together and take such a decision on day-to-day basis. Therefore, elections are conducted after a fixed period when voters elect their representatives. These representatives sit in the constitutions created by the constitution like the parliament or the legislature and executives. They take decisions for the entire population as per the procedure laid down by the constitution. Right? So this paragraph is talking about what is democracy means. What is the democratic state? Democratic state is a state where people elect their representative, and these representatives go to these institutes called as parliament and legislature or the legislature and take the decision for the entire population as per the procedure laid down by the constitution. So that is what a democratic state is all about. Now, what is a republic? Now, republic. Along with being a democracy, we are republic. All public positions in a republic are elected by the people. So, what is meant by republic? That all the main positions or the every position that is in a public domain, like that of a prime minister, like that of a member of parliament, like that of a member of legislative assembly. These are all the posts that are elected directly by the people, right? So the positions like the president, the prime minister, the governor, the chief minister, mayor, sarpanch are public positions. Any Indian citizen fulfilling the prescribed age criteria can get himself elect or herself elected in any of these positions. In a monarchy, Now, in a monarchy, these positions may be occupied by members of single family, following the principle of heredity. Right? Now, so what does this mean in the monarchy? So basically, when there were uh, period where there was a king, so ultimately the kingdom was given to his son or the next one that is in his family. But nowadays it is not such a case. We elect people on the basis of their on the basis of their on the basis of elections we elect people and then we give them chance to make decisions, go to the legislature, go to the parliament, and after a certain time we elect another member. So this is how by the people basically everything is coming, and not how in the monarchy that is the kings where their sons became the ultimate king. So that is abolished right now. Now here is some activity discussion in the blue box. Read what Deepa has written on the topic my family. Democracy does not only imply elections. Now my parents do all the household work together. We also participate in it. We ensure that we talk cordially with each other. Even if we happen to fight, we try to listen to each other's views by stopping the fight as soon as possible. If any change has to be made, even the grandparents are consulted. So Anuja wants to take up agriculture research as her career. Her decision was appreciated by everyone. So as you can see here, the choice of Anuja is appreciated by everyone. So that is what democratic process is. Do you think that Deepa's house function in a democratic way? Yes. Which feature of democracy can be found in the passage? So as you can see here, the freedom to choose his or her own career, that is the feature of a democracy here. Now the preamble, or everyone sitting together and discussing together, that is also a feature of democracy that you can see here. Okay. Now the preamble has guaranteed the Indian citizens three values of justice, liberty, equality. So it has enjoined upon the Indian citizens to practice these values and make laws in keeping with these values. Let us understand these values. Now we are going to see what is justice, what is social justice, what is economic justice. Right? Now, now, what is justice? So, justice implies removal of injustice and ensuring that everybody has the opportunity for progress. So, justice is basically a removal of injustice and opportunity for progress, right? Establishing justice is adopting such policies that will promote public good. Now, three types of justice are talked of in the preamble. They are as follows. So, in the preamble, three types of justice are as follows. So, I'm just going to uh, tell you what is our preamble. So, as you can see here, so as you can see, this is the preamble. We, the people of India, having solemnly resolved to constitute India into a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic, and to secure to all its citizens justice, social, economic, political, liberty of thought, expression, belief, faith, and worship, equality of status and of opportunity, and to promote among them all fraternity, assuring the dignity of the individual and unity and integrity of the nation. So, in our Constituent Assembly, this 26th day of November 1949, do hereby adopt, enact, and give to us this Constitution. Now, guys, this is the preamble to our Constitution. Very important, and you can find this preamble in front of your textbook or in front of any state government or national government textbook. Right. So, back to the chapter. Now, what is this social justice mean? Which the preamble talks about. Social justice, there should be no discrimination. So, there should be no discrimination among individuals on the basis of caste, creed, race, language, religion, place of birth, or sex. So, this is what social justice means. Now, as human beings, we all have the right to do the same dignity and respect. So, all have the right to same dignity and respect and same status. What is economic justice? Now, poverty leads to evil of hunger, right? Economic justice is basically there should be a minimum gap between rich and poor, right? Hunger, deaths, or malnourishment. So, if someone is poor, so he'll have less food to eat, he'll have less amount of money, and if poverty is to be eradicated, everyone should have the right to the source of livelihood, so as to look after oneself and one's family. So this is a very important aspect of economic justice. So first we discussed about social justice, right? Now we are going to see what is political justice. We have adopted universal adult franchise, right, to enable equal participation in the running of the country. So what is universal adult franchise? Basically, every people above 18 years of age has a right to vote. That is, all the citizens have right to vote who are 18 years of age and above have right to vote in the election. That is what universal adult franchise means. That is a political justice, right? Now, liberty. So, why this is important? Because earlier in British India, this political justice was not given to the people of India. Only few people, elite people, were able to vote. Now, what is this liberty, which the preambles talk about? Liberty implies that there should be no coercive, unfair restrictions upon us, and there should be an atmosphere conducive to the development of our inherent capacities. So there should be atmosphere for growth, right? We should not feel constrained, right? We should be able to feel free. In the democracy, citizen enjoy liberty. In fact, democracy becomes mature only if citizen enjoys freedom. So liberty is basically another form of freedom, right? So freedom of thought, what expression, freedom to think about something, freedom to express something is the most fundamental freedom of an individual. Everyone is free to express their own views and opinions. A give and take of ideas enhances the spirit of cooperation and unity among us. Now, similarly, it also enables us to understand the various dimensions of any problem. Now, the liberty of belief, faith, worship implies religious freedom. Every Indian citizen is free to act as per the teachings of their religion or the religions of their choice. It implies that freedom of celebrating the festivals and the freedom of faith and worship, right? So everybody has freedom to follow their own religion. uh, Everybody has freedom to choose what religion they are able to follow, and everybody has a freedom to participate in different festivals, have different faith and worship different gods, right? So basically it is talking about freedom. Now what is equality? So the preamble guarantees that Indian citizens are an equality of status and opportunity. So preamble guarantees the Indian citizen about equality of status and of opportunity. Opportunity in the matters of public employment, jobs, right, livelihoods, etc. Now it means that all have equal human status, and there will be no discrimination. So there will be no discrimination based on caste, creed, race, sex, place of birth, etc. The guarantee of equal status means not to discriminate between people in terms of high, low, superior, or inferior. Trimble has given great importance to equality of opportunity as well. Now, all will get the opportunities for development without any discrimination. Right? Now we have to discuss this. Some statements regarding freedoms have been given below for the discussion. Express your views. Now, while publicly celebrating our festivals, we need to follow some rules that does not restrict our freedom. Right? Now, freedom means behaving in a responsible way, not as per our whims and fancies. So there is a reasonable restriction on freedom also. Right? If you disrespect someone enjoying your freedom, then that is wrong. Right? The preamble to our constitution refers to unique ideals or principles. It is the goal of promoting fraternity, that is brotherhood among the citizens, and to assure the dignity of individual. Right? That is dignity is basically you have to respect every individual in the democracy. So now we'll go to what is fraternity. So what is fraternity? The makers of the constitution believed that merely guaranteeing justice, freedom, equality would not lead to establishing equality in Indian society. No amount of laws would help us achieve these goals if fraternity is lacking among Indians. Hence, promoting fraternity has been included in the preamble as a goal. Now, what is this fraternity basically? Fraternity implies we feeling. That is, it is not an individual feeling. Fraternity is basically feeling of brotherhood, feeling of that we as a country have to develop, right? We feeling towards one another, right? It creates a feeling of empathy. People become more understanding towards each other's problems, right? So people become understanding towards each other's problem. Fraternity is closely related to human dignity. Human dignity implies equal respect to each individual as a human being. So, fraternity is basically equal respect to individuals as a human being. It does not depend upon criteria of caste, creed, sex, language, religion, etc. Just as we would like to be treated with dignity, respect by others, we should also treat others with the same dignity and respect. Now, this is what fraternity is all about. When every individual respects another and honors their freedom and the rights, dignity of individual will be established. In such an atmosphere, fraternity will grow automatically. So, fraternity is a we feeling basically. The task of bringing about new society based on the values of justice and equality will be facilitated. The preamble to the Constitution of India guides us to this very goal. Now, the preamble ends with the mention of the fact that people of India have given the Constitution to themselves. So this is very important aspect, that people of India have given this Constitution to themselves. Right? Now, here we finish this chapter and we'll say some activities. Now, first activity, visit your Tehsil office with your teachers to understand how a vote is cast and how the electronic voting machine works. Make a list of newspaper available in your locality. So, so these are very important activities you can do. Now, in the next video, we will start the third chapter, that is the features of the Constitution. Very important chapter. So, thank you for listening.